What is up, you guys? I'm Charmx. Today I'm going to be reacting to Film Theory, The Glitch That Will Ruin Disney Princesses, Wreck-It Ralph 2, by the Film Theorist. Now, I reacted to the first part of this. Like, this is the second part. I reacted to the first part, like, I don't know, like a week ago, I think. It was pretty interesting, but we didn't get to figure out if, the girl from, oh my goodness, oh, I'm just so bad with names. The girl from Wreck-It Ralph is considered a princess by Disney's terms or whatever. But yeah, we're gonna figure that out. I hope you guys like this video. Forgive me if I'm not like crazy energetic. I know I've been saying that in a lot of the videos recently. Why am my nose running? Anyway, with that being said, the original link's in the description. Make sure you guys go subscribe to the Film Theater. So without further ado, let's begin.
At last, I've uncovered the secrets of what it means to be a Disney princess. Behold, Princess Pat, the first theorist princess. According to last week's episode, I have everything I need. I've got my royal theory dress.
Yeah, apparently in the last week episode, it was you need a dress and an animal. That's basically it. That's all you need to become a princess.
Which is very highly merchandisable to the 4-year-olds. I've got myself my sassy animal sidekick, and I've got a can-do attitude. Disneyland Soundsational Parade, here I come.
Not so fast, haha.
Uh-oh.
Once and I'll tell you again, you'll never be a Disney princess.
What do you mean, Mouse? I did everything you said.
I call the shots around here, pal, and you'll never make it into my exclusive princess room.
Mickey Mouse, Princess House.
Wait, the random room labeled princesses in the trailer for Wreck-It Ralph 2?
Yeah, eat it.
But that's so arbitrary. Why does being in a room in a completely separate movie qualify you as a princess?
You'll never know because you'll never make the cut. Watch as
I don't understand what's going on. So he's not allowed to be a princess because what? He's not in a room? That makes no sense.
all those dreams of being a pretty princess wither and die, and I suck on those sweet, salty tears.
You're insane!
Insanely wealthy, you mean?
Mouse, you're no mouse at all. I know what you are now. You're just a rat. Just a dirty rat.
This is freaking weird. What kind of intro is this, man? Okay. It's a very odd intro.
Welcome to Film Theory, the show that continues to be a royal pain to the Disney canon by uncovering the double standards in princess selection. Now, if you haven't seen the first part of this series, click here to make sure that you're all caught up as we set off on a quest to determine what makes a princess truly a Disney
Oh, my back.
princess. Last time we concluded that you don't need to be heroic, chosen by fate, you don't need to be able to sing, heck, you don't even need to be a princess. In Disney's eyes, being a princess is all about what you're wearing. The dress, i.e. anything that can be sold at the Bibbidi Bobbidi.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. As long as you have a dress and a dog or whatever, you could be a princess. So that means anyone can be a princess, right? And if anyone can be a princess, it means more people go buy their merch.
Boutique in Disneyland. Oh, and you also need an animal sidekick. And that's it! That's all there is to it! With an automatic disqualification if you might be mistaken as a prostitute. But after figuring all of that out, we still have to come back to why I started doing these episodes in the first place. To figure out whether Vanellope von Schweetz from Wreck-It Ralph would qualify as Disney's newest princess, or, at the very least, whether she deserves to be in the Disney princess room that shows.
Well, she's not wearing a dress. Well, none of them there are wearing a dress. What is this? None of these are princesses. They're not. She's not wearing a dress.
In Wreck-It Ralph 2's trailer. You see, last time we looked at what has historically qualified a character as a Disney princess, but the princess room in the trailer appears to be an updated Disney princess roster, one that's more open and more inclusive. Or not, but there's only one way to find out. So let's get ourselves into the throne room where it happened to find out for ourselves what qualifies you as a Disney princess in the world of Wreck-It Ralph 2, and whether Vanellope might be the newest addition to the Disney princess lineup. So first, who are the Disney princesses of Wreck-It Ralph 2? Well, looking at the trailers, we can identify Jasmine, Snow White,
Basically all of them.
Johannes, Vanellope, Elsa and Anna, Moana, Belle,
3.
Rapunzel, Merida, Ariel, Aurora, Tiana, and Mulan. Interestingly enough, this doesn't line up with the official list of Disney princesses that we covered last time. Anna, Elsa, and Moana have all gotten upgraded for this particular movie. But even with this expanded roster, there are a few notable snubs. From Hercules as Meg and Hunchback's Esmeralda to
Hunchback. No one remembers Hunchback. And I've never even heard of the Black Cauldron or whatever. Maybe that's why. People just forgot that they existed.
Princess Eilonwy from Black Cauldron and Kida from Atlantis, the Lost Empire. So
oh, I remember that
last time,
movie.
We have to deduce what separates the princesses inside the room from those outside the room to backdoor our way into the requirements for getting in, which will, in turn, allow us to determine if Vanellope truly meets all the criteria. Now, the fact that Mulan's in the room already eliminates the requirement of being an actual princess, i.e. the daughter of a monarch or the wife of a prince.
Hey Matt, do a video on how I, Captain America, I'm a captain when I am really just plastic.
As we covered last time, Mulan, for as cool as she is, never actually assumes princess status. Even still, it's worth mentioning that Vanellope is a princess in her own game. It is literally written into her code. So even if this was a requirement, well, she would definitely qualify on that front. Once inside the room, the princesses toss out a few lines that are less
That was freaking weird. That was weird. I was hearing this weird, like, woo kind of sound effect, and I didn't know if it was coming from this or, like, you know, outside. So I pushed pause, and then my phone went off. And to me, that was like, ah! Freaking creepy.
Rapunzel asks if Vanellope has magic hair, but obviously that shouldn't qualify someone as a princess because Rapunzel is the only person in the room with magic hair, unless you count Pocahontas' perpetual breeze blowing on her. So epic. Elsa asks about magic hands, but again, it's the same problem here. Funny enough, even though Vanellope answers no to a lot of these questions, she actually qualifies for a bunch of them. I mean, think about it. Does she have a magic power? Yeah. In her first movie, she has the power to glitch, a power that she hones throughout the film and figures out how to control at the end so she can defeat the villain and reclaim her.
Oh wait, so the glitch, because the title of this video is The Glitch That Will Ruin Disney Princesses. So that doesn't sound like a good thing. So maybe she isn't a Disney princess because if she was, the glitch would ruin it? That's what it sounds like from the title.
Throne. Huh, why does that sound familiar? Oh yeah. Was Vanellope cursed? I mean, she says no in the trailer, but yeah, her code was tampered with in Wreck-It Ralph so she could be removed from the throne and placed into total obscurity for a long period of time. And if that doesn't sound familiar to you, well then maybe you should rewatch Tangled or Sleeping Beauty. Already, just based on those things,
True.
Vanellope is scoring higher on the princess meter than most of the ladies in the room. But we can't make
But what about the freaking dress and the sidekick thing? Is that still relevant? Are we still going with that?
call based on a few random qualifications thrown out in the trailer. We need to find something that truly unites everyone we see in this room and disqualifies everyone that we don't see in the room. So the next logical thing is to look at the end of the scene. Here, Rapunzel asks if people
Wait, so the last video that you made, was it wrong then? Because you're saying that they need friggin' dress and an animal, but now we're looking for other things that connect them. So was the last video wrong?
all think that Vanellope's problems were solved by a big, strong man when actually they weren't. When Vanellope says, yeah, what's up with that? It's the punchline that confirms that Vanellope really is a Disney princess after all. Now, last episode I gave the girls a hard time about this because guess what, Ariel? Both Triton and Prince Eric are forced to clean up your little mess and save all of Atlantica. Sour grapes aside, this seriously can't be the qualifier for this room. I mean, sure, the older princesses in the room were indeed rescued by dudes who went around kissing unconscious women in the forest, but what about—
Alright, side note, the actual story for that run right there is a lot more freaking messed up.
these ladies? It's awfully hard to argue that people think that the new guard of Disney princesses need a man when their movies specifically feature them flipping this narrative on its head. This theme is even more apparent in Frozen, where Disney intentionally takes the idea of love in princess movies and flips it around by making the handsome prince the ultimate villain. Real talk, I know we got super sick of Frozen there for a while because it was so overexposed everywhere, but seriously, if we all take a moment to take off our jaded glasses, it's a really good movie with some really good music, and honestly, it was really ballsy for—
Yeah, I think it has some pretty good music in it.
Let it go! Let it go!
Sounded pretty good.
Disney to do. So all that being said, is this room arbitrary? Is it just Disney giving up and randomly including some new popular princesses to keep everyone from complaining? Ha! Of course not. This is Disney we're talking about. They are way too smart for that. No, the Disney princess room in Wreck-It Ralph 2 doesn't come down to looks or animal friends or not needing no man. Nope. It's not about who they are. It's about what they earn.
Wait, so the last video that you did talking about how they need dress and a sidekick animal friend or whatever is BS, and it's not a thing anymore?
qualification for Disney princesses in this room comes down to how much bank they can roll in for Disney.
I thought the last episode, you just said that wasn't it. Because we went through that in the last episode. I am so confused.
If you don't believe me, check out the stats. Websites like Box Office Mojo keep track of gross profits from movies going all the way back to the earliest classics like Gone with the Wind and Snow White, and even accounts for ticket price inflation. Looking at all the global gross adjusted profits for Disney princess movies, there are no surprises at the top of the list, with Frozen being the first modern Disney princess movie to gross over $1 billion globally with a...
Freaking crazy.
That $1 billion apparently buys you 2 seats in the Disney princess room. The rest of the princesses score between $673 million globally, with Sleeping Beauty down all the way to the low end of Princess and the Frog with $267 million globally.
Oh no, that's so little money. How will they ever survive? Yes, I'm being salty.
Anything that falls below the $250 million range for worldwide gross profits, or under $100 million in US profits, no longer makes the cutoff for entry into this room.
You can also say it has to come down to popularity. Because, you know, a movie that gets $100 million versus $1 billion, the $100 million, a lot less people saw, so it's a lot less popular. Maybe you could also say it's popularity, Matt.
The one thing that reliably separates the snubs from this room. Hercules, it only made $99 million in the US, so afraid Meg isn't getting past the bouncer. Hunchback, also in the low $100 million range.
Yeah, not many people saw The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's also kind of a weird movie. And I haven't seen this one in like 15 years or something.
Domestically, and again, Esmeralda, kinda treated like a prostitute. Black Cauldron and Atlantis, both Disney movies featuring empowered female princesses, fall even further below the cutoff, so nope, they don't stand a chance. Remember, the Disney Princess merchandise brand makes over $1.5 billion every single year. So there you have it. You, women of Disney, are only worth what you're able to earn. That's gotta be...
Wait, so how much has, okay, so Wreck-It Ralph, the first one, made $590 million. So I guess if Matt's correct and it does come down to money, then she would be considered a princess.
Worse than the messaging last episode. I mean, think about it. Disney is clearly pandering to your strong female pride in this trailer. But for all the woo girl power that's present here, they're not practicing what they preach. The girls in this room aren't here because of their heroism, they're here because of money. But with that said, now that we've found the crucial differentiator, basically that all our princesses are major 1%ers for Disney, we can finally decide if Vanellope belongs in the room or not.
Well, based off of the money that the last one made, as I said, I think worldwide it was like $500 million or $590.
On the gross adjusted global profits for the first Wreck-It Ralph movie, it earned $471.2 million, which
okay, close enough. 400. That's it. That's a freaking lot of money.
Definitely qualifies Vanellope for the Rich Princess Club. So there you have it. Based on the qualifications required to get into the princess room, Vanellope does indeed qualify as a Disney princess. And as long as Wreck-It Ralph 2 performs at the box office, she shouldn't get the boot, right? Well, had it been a month ago, I would have said yes. However, there might be one more wrinkle to this that puts Vanellope's place in the Princess Hall of Fame.
Wait. So you're contradicting yourself again? Or you're just adding to it again? So she isn't a princess now? It just keeps getting more confusing.
In jeopardy. It has to do with Disney's latest actions, not towards their princesses, but towards their employees. You see, in a recent controversy, Disney chose to fire the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, James Gunn, over a series of vulgar and inappropriate tweets that he made. Disney stated that, quote, "The offensive attitudes and statements discovered on James's Twitter feed are indefensible and inconsistent with our studio's values, and we have severed our business relationship with him."
They knew of this before they hired him, though, so they're just doing this to save face.
End quote. If this is Disney's policy with its employees, though, they're gonna start running into some issues with other employees. In this case, old Vanellope von Schweetz, voiced by Sarah Silverman. You see, just like
Sarah Silverman's pretty edgy.
Like Gunn, and quite honestly like a lot of comedians, Sarah's early work really doubled down on edgy, envelope-pushing humor, taking controversial, taboo topics and diving headfirst into them.
Alright, so I'm just gonna try to summarize what Matt was saying at the end of why she might not be in it, or that they might have to get a new voice actor, because the voice actor for her is Sarah Silverman, who said some edgy stuff in the past. And since, you know, Disney fired James Gunn, they might do the same for Sarah Silverman for saying edgy stuff in the past. So that's what he was just saying. I summarized it in like 30 seconds. Anyway, with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. So yeah, I guess it turns out that Disney's motivated by money. Who would have guessed? But anyway, if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Pause, be sure on Friday. If you're new, subscribe to join the family. Also, make sure you guys go subscribe to the Film Theorist, and I'll see you guys next time. Boop!